Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended, the podcast. I'm Kim. This is Tyler. And it is Friday, my favorite day of the week. And so it's been a long week. Hope everybody's had a fantastic week so far. And hope you all enjoy your Friday. I got my drink ready to go here. So hope you all go get your drinks or your snacks or whatever and join us and listen to what we got to say today on our Casual Friday.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, I guess some of the stuff we're going to get into. Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, he's being ridiculed for. Well, we'll get into that. Also, seeing the meltdown that is the college institution, seeing that fall apart right in front of our eyes is always amazing to see. And obviously we'll talk a little bit about the kind of the Russia-Ukraine stuff. Obviously stuff is escalating there to a serious degree, actually. And this one thing I am going to add a caveat to: a senator, I don't know, whatever you call them in the States, one of their House people, literally told or made a declaration to someone in Russia to try and assassinate Vladimir Putin, which is, it's just a stupid, it's the dumbest thing I think you could literally say in the times of, what's going on right now. We're going to talk about, Bill C-11, which is the resurrection, the Frankenstein monster of the online censorship bill. We'll talk about that a little bit. But before we get into this shit show that is watching the world on the brink of World War III, let's, of course, we're on YouTube till we get kicked off. Facebook, Twitter, we're on Rumble, we're on Spotify. Of course, share this with your friends. Share it with anyone that you think that would enjoy this. All right, let's get into this. So I'm gonna set this up a little bit. So the first video that we have from this is from Channel 8 or News Channel 8. So Ron DeSantis was about to give a bit of a speech, and so let's just let this play out. It's not a long clip, so let's just play it out.
One sec.
I can't hear you.
You do not have to wear those masks. I mean, please take it. Honestly, it's not doing anything, and we got to stop with this COVID theater. So if you want to wear it, fine, but this is ridiculous. All right. Well, it's good to be at USF.
Okay, so
COVID theater, hey? That's interesting.
Obviously, he was starting to get flack from this because he even said, like, hey, if you want to wear it, go for it, but this theater, just to play it, like, we've been saying this everyone violates it. Everyone, the second you're no one's around, fucking mask comes off for the vast majority of us. And it so all right, so you've seen that little bit of a video. Let's go into this next one from Justin Scheckler on Twitter. And there was an interview after.
My God, that face though. Sorry. Those wide eyes. Wow. Okay.
Oh, I know.
All right, let's play this.
I'm responsible for him, and I told him to wear that mask. And Governor DeSantis, and he's looking at this adult authority and is telling him, "Oh, you didn't have to wear the mask."
What was your reaction?
Okay, so let's just pause it there.
Classmate?
So immediately, what does she say? Well, why is he telling my son what to do? Well, first, this kid they're in college. Like,
yeah,
I don't, like, he's supposed to be an adult. And you could see, like, she's saying this stuff and she's not wearing a mask.
I'm being responsible. I know. Where's your mask?
Like, she's making Yeah. All right, so let's carry on. It's just
It's remove your masks.
A bit of surprise and shock, more of, okay, this authority figure is asking me to do something that I know is probably going to end up being controversial, so I took mine off.
Did you feel pressure by the governor to do that?
Isn't that crazy? An authority figure. Who just said an authority figure? His mom.
Hold on, I want to see his answer
A
here.
little. It was more of a pressure of an adult figure asking me to do something, and it's just like, all right, why not?
Pressure of an adult figure asking him to do something. But
Look, you can see her. She's smiling.
like my good
Like, you
little
can see-
boy.
Yeah, she's smiling at him like, you better say the right thing, boy, or I'ma smack that ass.
Hold
I'ma
my
smack
hoops.
You want some of this? Look, she's looking at him. She's looking at him in the eyes.
Yeah.
She's looking right at him like, you better say that you're not happy with this. You better not.
Yeah.
Like, all right, so go back to the last video.
Okay, we're not finishing
you don't
watching
even-
this? No?
No, that makes the point.
Okay.
But you don't even have to play the one from News Channel 8. Look who's in the background.
That's a big smile there. Mister.
Exactly.
But, he felt pressured because an authority figure was telling him. So,
Well, but you can see that kid on the left side, he's still masked up.
yeah. Well, and he said,
He's like, no,
if you want to
fuck
wear
that
it,
white boy.
if you want to wear it, but let's not enough with the COVID theater. But it's like, okay, so how is he feeling pressured? He literally was given a choice. The governor said, here's your choice. Wear it, don't wear it. But let's just stop doing this whole pretend thing. If you're going to wear it. If not, take it off.
Well, but it's just like everything this lady is saying. Everything is so like you're telling him to mask up and to give an interview, and you literally like it's not like she has one like hanging around her neck. It's not like she pulled one down. Well, she's just all wide-eyed and it looks like she's about to start fucking like trying to exorcise demons out of someone here. But it was just a funny little thing to see that, like the kind of the double standard that is of this whole situation. I don't know what would you do in that situation? What if you told the kids or someone well, I'm expecting you to do this, and then on the other hand you have a government official saying like, no, you don't have to wear that.
Well, that's a good one. Because I would be like, boy, you listen to what I'm telling you to do. I don't care what he said to do. You listen to me. That would be me. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it, especially like if they're just kind of like, well, you can wear it, you cannot wear it, like whatever. Like if I'm saying keep it on because I have my concern or whatever and they take it off, well, no. But if he's an adult, like our kids aren't adults. If he's an adult, I mean, he can make that his choice himself. If my mom were to tell me, well, you got to wear your mask or whatever, and I'm like, okay, well, he said I can take it off, so I'm going to take it off. I mean, that's a choice that now I'm making because I was given that permission to make that choice.
Yeah. No, that's actually one thing that I didn't really consider. Yeah, like if you go to someone's house and they say, "Hey, take your pants off," who am I? If they say you have to wear a pie on your face, no, them's the breaks, kid.
I like how you just twist that. We go from masks to pants. Like I just walked in there and she told me to take my pants off. So what was I gonna do?
That was my excuse for every time I cheated on someone. It was they told her I had to take my pants off. It was
You're
customary.
horrible. You're a horrible human being. You're like the worst human being ever.
Speaking of terrible human beings, let's go to this next one. So, warning. Oh, maybe it's the next. It might be the next one, but we don't need to play the whole thing. You'll trust me. You'll get the gist of it. These bitches are psycho. Psycho. All right. Oh God. The fall of the Western empires.
Is this the video from Joshua Medeiros?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm on the right one. Okay.
Yeah. There's a gentleman there. So I guess to kind of set this up, this is a. I guess it's like a conservative kind of group, and they're trying to talk about issues. So there's all these lefties there, and this is what happens.
Okay, that sounds fun. Let's play.
I'm in a college and I use the word. I'm so sorry. Jennifer brought that in. Who's a pediatrician in Florida?
You can't do that with my friends. No, you can go away. You can go away. Yes, thank you.
No, he can go anywhere he wants.
No, he cannot. No, my friends, I say.
Look, so the guy's he's trying to take a picture. And all the police are involved. A bunch of people are recording.
What the fuck?
Come on. Don't you record my friends? He. She keeps going. She keeps going. He. What?
Hey, police, I just got spit on.
And she spit on him.
Okay, so homegirl can have a big fat cock, but that's a he, not a she. Okay.
I got it, man. Sorry, man.
Sorry, man.
You're a woman.
He's a man. He's more man than you. Oh my God.
Listen, you actually believe that if someone disagrees with something, you can stand up and spit on it. That's how you spit.
Exactly what he said right there. Okay, so we can stop this fucking shit show because they just. Well, I guess maybe we'll continue it because you'll look at
squeaky toy.
Oh, it's because clapping is dangerous. It's scary. Like the whole.
Oh, but you can spit on someone. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. This is why, like, people that do not actually grow up in the real world. What?
Why is he being escorted out?
No, they're probably like, no, just get the fuck out of here.
What a bunch of psychos. If this was my kid, I would beat their ass. How disrespectful and rude. Oh my God, I can't even. That is just so gross. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh.
I keep fucking with my hair here. It is just right pissing me off today. You're probably like, what is this girl doing? Let's just leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Oh,
That is just really gross.
okay, so scroll up. So the one from Andy No, scroll up to that one. So look at what these people are doing. Look at this.
Am I playing?
Yeah, play it. You just have to play, play 10 seconds of it. It's. Okay, so do you hear that? Fuck you, fascist.
Oh my God.
All right. Okay. So you are seeing people that are coddled, people that are said you can be whatever you want to be. Like, that fucking one that I posted on Facebook, I could be whatever I want, so I became a door knocker. These are children. These are not adults. These are people that have not experienced a world. For someone to, if I said, I hate the way your hair looks, and your response is to punch someone, you might be a stupid motherfucker. You might actually be retarded.
Really?
Like, to be fair, a lot of those people will get degrees and they'll have a wonderful degree in what, in political fucking dick sucking, and then they'll have a job at Starbucks. Actually, no, I remember hearing a joke.
Coffee
it's
on
like,
people, especially if they come back and complain. You didn't make my coffee properly. I asked for a half fat, half non-fat mocha or whatever, and they probably like take the lid off, spit in it, and then throw it on you. That would be the person working at freaking Starbucks. One of them little bitches. Yeah.
Well, I remember hearing who has oh fuck, I can't remember how it goes, but it has something to the effect of, you know, how many people with degrees work at Starbucks, or what type of employee has a degree at Starbucks, like philosophy majors or some shit like that, or who has the highest concentration of degrees? It's Starbucks. But these are people that are coddled or aren't challenged, never have their ideas challenged, never are actually pushed in a direction where you're like, to be fair, that chick, that dude, whatever the fuck that thing is, that's sitting there yelling. Do you ever, remember like the Pillsbury can, like Pillsbury dough things, in the tube?
The one that you like smack and then it goes.
Yeah, that's what she looks like.
She looks like an exploded Pillsbury container.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so she is saying that she is a man.
Well, it's kind of funny though, because the male that was taking photos, they kept calling him a he, and then the guy at the front was like, no, she. And they're like, he. Like,
I know. Like, this is what you're going to be sending kids into. If you want to, like, do you ever see, like, there were pictures of before and after college? There's videos or like video, or not video. Fuck, why do I keep saying videos? Photos of, like girls, like young girls going, or young guys going into, but when they enter college, and then once they leave college, they become, like pink haired and they have, like fuck the patriarchy and all this type of, like, all this crazy shit. It's like, like meth. Who needs meth when you have all this social fucking
this is
psycho
gross.
crap?
Like, a lot of you people, well, not a lot of people, everybody out there doesn't know this. Before we started, Tyler here is like, you might want to drink because this is going to make you want to drink. Damn, was he right. I'm really glad I got this.
We are not done. We are not done seeing the cesspool that is the world.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right. So this.
Sorry. For everybody else who doesn't have a wobbly pop or some sort of alcoholic adult beverage, now is your time to press pause and go grab one and join me.
All right. Headphone warning. If you are listening, make sure this one is turned down. Please make sure this next one is turned down. This is the discourse. This is the level of intellectual thought, of deep reflective, of formulating a positive idea, of contradicting someone's inferior thoughts, unacceptable views.
What is UNT protest? What does that mean?
UNT, University of, was it Northern Tennessee?
Okay.
Or maybe North Texas.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to Nova and see if they really have dumbass people like this in Texas.
Oh, of course they do.
Steven Crowder. Oh my God, I would love him to be in that audience. Change my mind right there. Like, the poor guy would probably get killed.
Okay, so like I said, she's very much so rationalized her position, and this is her response. Okay, so.
Oh God. Okay, let's see the shit show. totally see that being you too. If you were up there, you'd be like, "What the hell? Like,
Like,
what is that scream?"
look, this is all they know how to do.
And since when do boys wear freaking crop tops?
That's what I'm saying. Sorry, I have to turn my CB off. Someone's talking. Shut up. If I want your opinion, I'll fucking beat it out of you like a woman.
True story. No, just kidding. But like, I mean, okay.
Careful. I am a trucker. I might do some raping.
You might, but
just can't help myself. Just start raping.
I know you do it every time you come home. I like it though. Just kidding. But okay.
Look at that still image.
Well, I don't know. I have it like
Grand. That is that chick's new name. Please, can we please make that a thing? # Pillsbury Grant. Please,
well,
come on.
Even her whole like what is that? Like, here, pop me, let me like explode. Like what? But like, okay, come on. If you want
to get ready for it, she's like,
if you want to
say
be
it with your chest, nigga. Say it with your chest.
Watch, you said a bad word.
I said A, I put the A, no hard R.
Okay. Anyway,
plus Kyle Hart, Kevin Hart said it first, so I'm good.
Okay. But the thing is, like, okay, if you want somebody to call you by a pronoun that you don't physically look like, see, I'm getting here, that you don't physically look like to the outside world, then you should make yourself physically appear as the pronoun that you want, i.e., if you want to be considered a boy, look like a boy. Boys don't wear crop tops. Just because you have some mullet and you're all like, like that doesn't make you a dude. You just look like a freaking animal right now in a freaking crop top.
This is the big difference. Universities are no longer a place of higher education, of introspective thought, of challenging ideas. It is literally shut down, censor, and shut up. Step in line, and if you possibly challenge us, what are we going to do? Oh, well, we're going to spit on you because we're adults. We're going to scream like a 2-year-old. This is a child. This is why I said this is not an adult. This is a baby. This is someone that does not understand how to actually approach a situation. If you don't like what the guy says, then fuck off.
Right?
Get out.
You have 2 legs.
Why are you
have
there?
The ability to bring your Pillsbury ass out. Like, you don't sit there and spit on people and like bring it. Like, stand on tables and say, fuck you, fascist. Like, grow the hell up. I am not even kidding. If this was one of our kids that I seen a video of this at, I'd be like, Tyler, hold my hoops.
Oh, I like, and if they're supposed to be seen as an adult, like,
yeah, no,
that's what, like, the more and more you see this stuff going on. People want free education. They want free universities. They want, all this type of shit. They want free. This is what you get. You get indoctrination. You get the absolute limit of critical thought. No, and I don't mean people that go into like STEM and, or people that go into actual trades. Like, what do? It is, it's so crazy to see. It is absolutely crazy that someone would feel that is a justified response. Like, if I had an employee do that, I said, like, hey, you have to do a pre-trip on the truck before you leave. And they screamed as though, like, that was their response. I go, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That was her. Like, that's her rape whistle.
And you see, like, they're all masked and fuck you, fascist. Who censors people? Who removed other people from speaking? Not me. I don't care. I'll just laugh at you because I think you're stupid. I think that chick, or whatever the fuck that thing is, whatever it's trying to be, that baby, is a fucking retard. Hard R, heartfelt.
Hard R, bitch.
Like,
bring it.
Holy shit.
Oh my God. I would knock that bitch down in less than like 5 seconds.
Well, but that's all they know how to do is they just scream. They try to silence you through screaming. Like, you see when people are having debates, like Steven Crowder, with his change my mind thing, when he went and talked about controversial things, what happened? It wasn't there were people that sat down and actually had a dialogue. But what was the common thread through all of them? Someone started screaming. Someone threw something. Someone tried to assault them. Someone, like threats of violence, all this type of shit.
Revving engines really loud so no one can hear anything. Like, it's so absolutely ridiculous. They walk past and they have to say some sort of profanity or whatever. And it's like, okay, dude, we're trying to actually have a conversation here. And that's the thing. It's like with Steven Crowder, like with his change my mind things, he was never rude to the person. It was just, okay, this is my point of view. So I'm going to have a discussion with you about my point of view. I want to hear your side. Change my mind. And the thing is, and it was never, okay, well, you have to change my mind. And he's never going to always change somebody else's mind. But hopefully at some point during that conversation, you're going to come to a common ground that you're going to both, okay, I agree with that, but I still think blah, or you know what I mean? Like, you learn how to understand each other better as opposed to just sitting there yelling and screaming like a freaking baby child. Like, literally, it looks like that. It looks like she literally went from diapers and screaming, feed me, to being in somewhat adult clothes. I think she like quickly grew too fast and, her shirt didn't grow with her. But, like, I mean.
Well, to be fair, she probably was in like Chernobyl and, has like, a couple extra chromosomes. Maybe her parents were from, from Ukraine and kind of,
no,
had defects.
No.
But all right, so
no.
Oh, and of course, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we'll always be here. Always, unless we, actually say that we're not going to be here, then we won't be here. But okay, so let's get on to this next one. So Disney, the China supporting, the absolute genocide loving company, more virtue signaling from corporations. It's incredible to see. So this is an article from Reuters. So Disney, Warner Bros, Sony, so all of them are pausing film releases in Russia over Ukraine invasion. I love the pandering and the virtue signaling. It's like that China or that place in Quebec that took poutine off their menu because it sounds like I bet when Putin invaded Ukraine, he thought, fuck, if they take poutine out of the poutine, my day's crushed. My world will cease to exist. What am I gonna do without cheese, curds, fries, and gravy? What will I possibly do in this world?
I don't know what any human being would do without a good old poutine. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure when he heard the word poutine, or even as the French call it, poutine, I'm pretty sure he wasn't like, that's my name, bitches, eat me. Like, I'm pretty sure there was no such like, oh yeah, that sounds like my name. Like, I'm pretty sure he couldn't give a shit.
No, I'm pretty sure he doesn't. In fact, he probably looks at all this virtue signaling stuff and laughs about it. Like, there's cats. Cats are being banned from a cat competition if they were bred in Russia.
Not the Russian blue hairs. Those are beautiful cats. I always wanted one of those.
They're not. They're banned from cat competitions. Like, that is the extent that people feel like, oh, it's like seeing all the the stupid people posting, that have the Ukrainian flag in their Twitter handle, or they're posting it on Facebook, or I stand with Ukraine. Like, You guys aren't. What are you actually doing? Oh, one thumbs up means one life saved in Ukraine. Like, are we back to that? Are we going to start email chains again? Share this with your friends. Otherwise, 5 kids in Ukraine are going to get blown up.
I actually already got an email as a warning thing at my work that with all this stuff going on, like this is prime time for phishing emails and stuff like that to be coming out and to be aware of it. But it's like, I mean, do you guys really think that the Russians are all like, oh, they took away the Putin and they took away the Russian blue hair. Damn, we should stop this war. I mean, they took away the cat, the pussy.
Like but you're seeing so much. So Russia Times got banned off Twitter, which is a Russian-funded news station. Al Jazeera. Now Twitter is starting to put labels on people. They're saying like this is a government-affiliated Twitter account, or this person is known for being associated with the Russian government. That's pretty fucked up. And then, like I said, we have. So it was Lindsey Graham. Sorry, okay, whatever. I'll save that. But okay, so let's just get into this article. We can continue with that other stuff later. But okay, so the Walt Disney Company said Monday it is pausing the release of theatrical films in Russia, starting with the upcoming Pixar animation studio release of Turning Red, which Turning Red is about a woman coming of age. To which some of the reviewers said it's horny. This is a child's movie, about some of the issues.
Did you say corny as in
no,
Charlie or hotel?
Horny, like aroused.
What the actual F?
Oh, it's fun. All right, and Warner Media said it would pause its release of the Batman. Okay, we make future business decisions based on the evolving situation. In the meantime, given the scale of the emerging refugee crisis, we are working with our NGO partners to provide urgent aid and other humanitarian assistance. That's fantastic. I'm very proud of Walt Disney, Media Corporation, the conglomerate that also funds the CCP. Oh, but they're going to virtue signal about Russia, right? Because big bad Russia's evil. Down with Russia. Everything's bad about Russia. Western interests are great. Oh, unless it's China committing genocide, right? Like that's where you draw the line. Invading a country is bad. Committing a genocide, that's where you draw the line. Slave labor.
This is what I don't understand is that this isn't the first war, I guess, of sorts that has happened in like a bajillion years, right? Okay. There are other countries that are constantly going into other countries and bombing them and trying to take over. You don't ever hear about those. And if you do, it's a tiny little news article and that's it. You don't have all these people, waving flags and stuff like that. Like, why is it that people pick and choose that this is what's important right now? But, homeboys over here that just got all blown up and there's like thousands of deaths. We'll do a little paragraph for them. But Ukraine and Russia, let's fucking take over the world with this shit. Yeah.
Well, but everyone knows about this. Everyone, like, I would assume everyone knows about it, the Uyghur genocide. That's still continuing on. But you know what? We fund that. We support that. And Joe Biden even said, oh, well, it's cultural differences. Genocide is a cultural difference. Remember, America, you voted for this. You wanted mean tweets. You wanted Russia collusion. You wanted all that over, which was completely fabricated. But China literally killing people, slave labor, indentured servitude. Oh, well, that's just a difference in culture, you dumb fuck.
Why?
All right, so Disney is facing new round of controversy, including calls for a boycott after it revealed that the new live-action remake of Mulan thanks Chinese government agencies that have been accused of extreme human rights violations in the Xinjiang. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, fucking China. Not the people. Obviously, not the people. The government, the CCP. Fuck them. All right, in the whatever, that shitty province of China where they're literally committing a genocide. You know, this is why I say, like, I do not support. I'm very conscious of what things I buy. I'm sorry, I do not support Disney because they literally do stuff like this. This is why I don't support Nestle. So you're okay with slave labor and genocide, but when another country invades another one, that's where you draw the line. But you're seeing all the censorship that is going on right now. Like, it's you see it so much. Like I said, Russia Times is being banned. People are being labeled by what they did. So where does this go?
You know what
Like, you see the online censorship going on.
I think with my,
But
I mean, I'm just nobody. But big brain thought here. What have we been talking about, and what has everybody been talking about for the past, like, I don't know, almost 2 months? Well, definitely over a month anyway. What have people talking about?
I don't know.
The Freedom Convoy.
A lot of stuff. Oh, okay,
Freedom
yeah.
Convoy. They've been everywhere. Literally, our government went and did big bad. Okay?
Well, we have political prisoners in Canada.
Yeah. But they went and did big bad. It was everywhere, you know? And, you know, Canada is starting to look like a not so great place to be. You know, we're being lumped in with China, Australia with the harshness. We have Justin Castro, who's being affiliated with, you know, communist countries, stuff like that. And all this stuff is going on in Canada. Or the world is seeing, you know, how our prime minister is treating peaceful protesters. And then what happens? Well, Russia decides that they're going to invade Ukraine. Yes, let's put that everywhere. Let's put it all over the media. Do you hear about the trucker convoy anymore? You don't really hear too much of any of that anymore.
Well, no, but people aren't even talking about the Tamara Lich who is being denied bail, who is she is literally a political prisoner right now.
Yes, that's
the organizer.
Yeah, part of the trucker convoy. You're not hearing about that anymore because everybody is now they put it everywhere, so everybody can be hyper focused on Russia and Ukraine, and everybody forgets about that, and they can just continue on doing what they want to do. There was actually a thing posted on Telegram about a certain bill, like a Telegram group that I'm part of, a certain bill that they're trying to pass right now. And apparently it's basically stating, like, essentially it'll be illegal to be conservative. Anybody who has certain conservative views, it can be illegal. Hold on. I'll look up that bill while we're talking here or whatever. I can't remember what bill it was, and then we can kind of look into it a little bit more. But
no, but so yeah, so you're seeing, you know, Tamara Lich is being held as a political prisoner. Like, she is being denied bail for mischief or conspiracy to commit mischief. She's been held for 2 weeks already. And Omar Khadr was paid $30 million for blowing up Canadian soldiers because he was an extremist that was indoctrinated, and because he literally killed Canadian soldiers. But, you know, okay, so that is what Canada does to literally enemy combatants. We give them money. We give combatants money. They're called terrorists. So where I'm trying to understand, where do we draw the line? Like, at least if I know what the fucking rules are, okay, I can learn how to operate in that. But you give a terrorist, as the government deemed them terrorists. It's weird. You call Ukrainians now. You're asking for people to come all over the world and say fight for Ukraine. Well, what about when we invaded Afghanistan? What about the call to that, where people, the military that came in thought that they'd be able to spread democracy at the end of a gun. So when people came back to Afghanistan, came to Syria, what? Oh, when it's against your political interests, they're terrorists. But when they align with your political interests, they're freedom fighters fighting for their homeland. So I like the double standard. Like, do you not see that difference is going on? But where do you draw the line? I don't think war is good in any sense. But if you're going to go to war, you don't sanction people, because you hurt the civilian populace, the people that are just trying to go to work, people that are just trying to do their job. And who does it actually hurt? Sanctioning Russia doesn't hurt Russians. That hurts Canadians. That hurts Americans. That hurts people in Europe. That's who you end up actually hurting. So what are you trying to accomplish? Oh, we're going to ban them from the SWIFT system. Okay, then Russia says, you know what? Fuck it. Then we don't need your money. We don't need your system. We'll just cozy up to China, because we have similar goals. There was a video that I seen of Putin recently, and he says, I never talked about this before. I've never said this publicly. I actually wanted to join NATO. I wanted to be a part of NATO, and they denied me. Whether that's true or not, but he said, I've never said this publicly. I wanted to be a part of NATO. So when you hear that, he wanted to be part of the solution to try and, bring peace into the world, to, have this one world government thing. He was saying, I would, America and Russia, we're not so different. That's what he's saying. Russia is an ideological opponent to China. They do not share the same interests, but they will share the same interests if they are forced into that corner.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, you would think, like, if I were part of NATO and I looked at Russia as like the big bad, let's just say, right? Will? Mm-hmm. Anyway, and they wanted to become part of what the solution is or whatever, you think you would want that. Like, you think you would welcome it with open arms, like, yes, okay, come be part of the solution with us. Change that. But I don't know, it's a little weird. Like, if he did actually want to be part of it and they did deny it, like, that it really kind of sucks and kind of stupid. But before I forget, so that bill, apparently it's Bill C as in Charlie 36.
Bill C 36.
This person says that it makes it virtually impossible for anyone to espouse real conservative values online or in person. It will give the government the power to throw you in jail for voicing the right-wing opinion. The council will be made up of unelected officials that will decide who is guilty of potentially espousing hate speech online.
So, an act to amend the Criminal Code and Canadian Human Rights Acts. Here, I'll just send this to you. So this is from our... Oh, shit. I can't. You'll have to just look it up. So, yeah, just search Bill C-36. The terms and conditions, blah, blah, blah. The fear of hate propaganda offense. Okay, a person may, with the Attorney General's consent, lay an information before a provincial court judge if the person fears on reasonable grounds that any person will commit an offense under section 318 of subsection 39. Oh God. Okay, I don't want to have to fucking read all this shit. Okay, the provincial court judge who receives an information. Okay, if the provincial court judge before whom the parties appear satisfied with the evidence. I hate reading these fucking bills. Okay, provincial court judge shall consider whether it is desirable in the interest of the defendant's safety or bill. I'm not seeing where it's talking about this. Which the days on which the defendant must provide samples of a bodily substance under a prohibition on use of bodily substance. So this sounds like whether police can actually, force you to basically tell on yourself, which should be a violation of our rights. But we Canada just violates them anyways.
Well, okay, this one here from Global News actually, and in the thing I was reading, it said that they started it, or they started talking about it or whatever last year. So this article was posted from June 23rd, 2021. It said the Liberals have introduced a bill to tackle online hate by amending Canada's Criminal Code and Canadian Human Rights Act. Bill C-36 would allow a person to appear before a provincial court with an attorney if the person fears that another will commit an offense motivated by bias, prejudice, or hate based on race, national, or ethnic origin, language, color, religion, sex, age, mental or physical disability, sexual orientation, gender identity, or expression. Oh my God, of any similar factors.
Okay, so I'm seeing here communication of hate speech is a discriminatory practice, blah, blah, blah. For the purpose of subsection, a person does not communicate or cause blah, blah, facility to serve or use others. A discriminatory practice as described in section 5. Well, whatever. Okay, but so if what your article is saying is correct, so even if it's assumed that someone would cause it, like there's room to cause a crime, like if you think that I hate people with blonde hair, that could be a reason to to be criminally charged.
Yeah.
Non-disclosure of identity. The commission, I don't know. There's a statute item. Coming into force, section 1 to 11 coming to force.
Would allow anyone to take action if they experience hate online. Online hate is a reality. C-36 is an important first step to making our online public square as safe as the public square we walk on every day.
But what?
Victims
I don't know.
by allowing them to file formal complaints with the Canadian Human Rights Commission.
Okay, because I guess maybe we can work that into our next one. But you're seeing like Bill C-11, so a proposal to regulate online streaming platforms. So we have the gist of what the bill would look at doing. So this would actually allow the Canadian government to regulate speech online, to regulate content online. And this was a bill that was already introduced. This is the resurrection of it, that they're trying to push this through with programming. Well, they leave that wording very ambiguous. And where there's ambiguity, you have room for exploitation in any law. That's why I think any law should be clearly defined, so you know where you are operating from. But if you just say and any other at the end of it, well, what's any other? What's deemed unacceptable? By who? Because if we had fucking Pillsbury Lady, it would be anyone that made any noise ever that was contrary to, bash the fash or whatever stupid shit they come up with.
Well, and I think that's maybe what why the person is saying in that thing that I was reading about, how essentially it would be like illegal to be on the conservative side, because it's the complete opposite side of what all these other special people, I guess, are thinking. So, I mean, if you were to say like, no, you you look like a girl because you're dressed kind of like a girl, whatever. Anyway, that could be considered
Well,
hate speech, I guess.
well,
I don't
okay.
know.
So this is, and I was thinking about this. So with regards to, Bill C-11 with Bill C-36, you're seeing like Tamara Litch is being denied bail, Pat King is being denied, and they're being held indefinitely until trial,
That makes
which I
zero
think
sense. That's not right.
is okay. But so my theory is, so China has what they call it, the Great Firewall, where they control everything that comes in and comes out of China. I think what these bills are looking at doing, so with Bill C-11, it can regulate what you can post online, ultimately, it gives sweeping and very loose definitions in where it works. So, like, the bill introduces the concept of online undertakings. Okay, the latter term is already defined under the Act and encompasses traditional regulated players, blah, 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 blah. Although social media services providers would be considered online undertakings, not all content uploaded to social media will necessarily qualify as a regulated program. As currently drafted, the bill affords the CD, blah, blah, blah. The extent to which a program uploaded on social media directly or indirectly generates revenues. So that is one point they are looking at controlling. Whether a program has been broadcast by another broadcaster undertaking that is not a social media service, and whether a program has a unique identifier under an international standard system. So they're looking at regulating YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Live Leak. They're trying to put in sweeping changes where in Canada, if you can control what's coming in and what's going out, well, that's why China controls the messaging. They control everything. Where they try to hide Tiananmen Square, where they try to they limit heavily what people are able to see. And my fear is that with these laws, Bill C-11, Bill C-36, that they are going to be able to curtail, well, what is hate speech? What information are you able to access? Because if you cannot access information, then you don't know what's going on. And that is a big problem. To me personally, it sucks that I can't get accurate reporting of what's happening in Canada from Canada. I have to go outside Canada to find out what's happening. How fucked up is that?
Oh, it's
and it's just like in this, and just like in the States, you have to maybe there's some independent journalists that you can find, but no one gives you that information. So I think this is a way in order to regulate, to control what people can say or what they can even see online. And I think that is really fucking dangerous.
Oh,
I'm a big
100%.
proponent. I'm a big proponent of say whatever you want. I don't care what you say. I don't. But the government, it just seems like it's to carve out another exception, another way to divide, another way to, control the narrative, because they used to have that type of thing back with television.
Well, I mean,
you had what?
Television, and also before the internet, before our phones and stuff like that, before it was so prominent everywhere. I mean, it was super easy for you to read in a newspaper or see on a television what they wanted you to see. And now you can actually do more research and you can see news in other countries, which you couldn't do before. So I don't know. It's like one of those things where, you look at things now and you think, oh God, the world has gotten so much worse. There's so much more crime. No, I think it's just about as much as there was before. It's just now you can actually hear about it and see it. Where before you didn't. It was all kept from you. Like, I know, like my mom, she's from a little town in Saskatchewan. And she had talked to an RCMP officer there at one point or whatever. And the RCMP officer there actually said that they call it Little Chicago because of all the crime and stuff that happens there. Just nobody hears about it because it's
Yeah.
all kept on the hush hush. So that's pretty scary when you think about it. Like, it's a really small town, and if they're calling it Little Chicago, then
Chicago's called Chirac because the amount of gun deaths and murders. But okay, so look at this little spot right here. The bill does not guide the CRTC in weighing these factors or describe what some of the concepts mean. It gives wide sweeping controls by the CRTC to regulate what is online. For example, there is no clear guidance as to the meaning of indirect revenues. It remains unclear how far the CRTC's regulatory scope respecting content uploaded to social media will ultimately extend. Anything with ambiguity, where there is room to play, I think is dangerous. What is the intent of this? What is the purpose? I think any law that is being proposed, you have to show exactly what your intent is. You have to show, well, we're noticing, well, if you say misinformation, well, that's the new hotness now, is misinformation online. No, everything is information. It's the only problem is when it goes against the government narrative. That's the difference. You know, they're immediately, look, they were protesting in Toronto. Protest. Christia, the Nazi collaborator herself, was down in Toronto protesting. Everyone with their West Virginia flags. Everyone had West Virginia flags. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on in West Virginia, but everyone had West Virginia flags out, and it's okay to protest there. Oh, but
that actually just reminded me. I had seen something. Oh, I was going to put it in the show map too. But, okay, so you know how with the whole truckers convoy, how they, they had to enact the Emergency Act or whatever because of the protesters and whatnot, and apparently they're not allowed to do that. All this other shit, and, walking around with masks on and whatever and waving their flags. Yeah, well, I saw that Krista McFreeland or whatever the hell it was, there was pictures of her outside with protesters that are protesting about the Ukraine thing. And it's like, okay, so yet again, you're picking and choosing who you want to support. So you have peaceful truckers who are there. You don't want to come out and meet with them and talk with them and, be a decent human being, but there's something going on over there. And you know what? Yeah. I think standing up for Ukraine, that's going to be real good for my politics. So, and for my image. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to wave my flag too. Yeah, you look at me. What the hell?
And that's the big difference. So do you feel like you're being lied to yet? Like they're trying to whitewash things. They're trying to pander to certain situations.
Yeah, no shit.
And everyone, like, that's what I talk about. The disingenuous. Well, what is politically convenient? Oh, something that has nothing to do with Canada. Perfect. Oh, they're fighting for their freedoms and will always respect democracy and freedom. But you just literally violated peaceful protests where the Ottawa police said that it was free, like it was peaceful. It was the most peaceful that area has been for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
No threats of death, no violence, no rapes. Sorry, Mendocino. I know you really want to get a train ran on you. I know you're closeted. I can tell. I just know these things. I can tell when someone's just raging to get a raging dick. But
but it's they have it's like they decide who that they're going to support, right? Now, when you are a prime minister, like, okay, you have people on different sides of the parties. You got the liberals, the conservatives, stuff like that. There's going to be different things that they're going to support and whatever. And that's fine. But as a prime minister, you are supposed to listen to your country. You're supposed to be impartial. So you can't pick and choose that I'm going to put a knee for Black Lives Matter, and I'm going to go out there and wave a flag for Ukraine. But people who are against the mandate, something that I'm very strongly for, nah, fuck you.
Well, but it gets to the deeper idea of your views in general are not acceptable. Or, like I said, oh, Ukraine. Oh, perfect. A perfect distraction. Oh, thank you, Russia. Because, those ruly Canadians, they were looking for their freedoms.
That's what I'm
we can't have that. But, when the spotlight is on you, oh, absolutely, you want it off. Justin Trudeau has become, Donald Trump was saying that he actually hates democracy. Donald Trump was calling him out, saying that he's a loser. And people were
monster.
And it was so funny to see, just how hard people were going. And all I've ever asked is, why do you hate Donald Trump? That's it. No one gives me an answer. Please give me an actual answer, not say that he's stupid, because you know what? That answer is stupid. It's an unintelligent response. It doesn't mean anything. I can go into, when he first signed up, well, what did he do? He bombed people. That's the only time he ever got praised. He allowed airstrikes to happen. There's one for you. Please tell me what other things that he did. I have my reasons why I will say that he should be tried for crimes against humanity. I think he should. But everyone just says, well, he's stupid. Oh, well, but his taxes. Okay, well, what about his taxes?
Well, his taxes, or, the dumb shit that comes out of his mouth, or him being on Twitter, or this or that. Okay.
So what? That literally means nothing. Okay, what? Well, he didn't want to release his taxes. It's none of your fucking business. It's literally none of your business.
Oh, no, but when you're the president, it's everybody's business. You're supposed to be open with that and tell everybody, which is funny because, yeah, with that whole thing, wasn't it Biden that was like, I'll show my taxes? Oh, yeah? What about Hunter's taxes? What about his money
might wanna,
he holds for you?
Well, remember, don't forget, everyone, 10% for the big guy. Literal corruption. You know why the U.S. and Canada is so involved in this? Because we fund it. That is our playground for corruption. And they don't want to lose their cash cow in siphoning off gasoline from Russia, or should I say oil from Russia. They don't want to lose their cash cow. So when you understand that, hey, Russia's been getting fucked this whole time. And they're saying, we see what's going on here. And, the world is too fucked up right now. Okay, we're going to take our shot. I don't blame him. I feel terrible for the Ukrainian people. But the government, I'll say this is not a legitimate government. It is a pro-Western installed. This was backed by the CIA. This isn't unknown. This was in 2014 when during the coup. The U.S. destabilized that country. So I'll say this. Ukraine is not the good guy in this fight. I'll say the government is not the good guy in this fight. But speaking of sparking tensions. So yeah, this was just released. Lindsey Graham, a U.S. senator. He said this on Fox News with Sean Hannity. Somebody in Russia has to set up this plate, or has to step up to the plate, sorry. Is there a Brutus in Russia? Is there a more successful Colonel Stauffenberg in the Russian military? The only way this shit ends, my friends, is for someone in Russia to take this guy out. You would be doing your country a great service and would end the world a great service.
So he's literally encouraging a hit out.
An assassination.
Yeah.
This is the escalation that we do not need. I said flat out, I think sanctions are stupid. You're either all in or you're all out. when Canada's saying, well, we're going to look at making it a no-fly zone, that is an act of war. If I come to you, Kim, and I say, you know what? If you touch my Pop-Tarts, I'm going to punch you in the face. And you would go, okay, so that would be an act of aggression. So you take my Pop-Tarts, I punch you in the face. Now all hell breaks loose. You are making a declaration that if you do X, we will respond with force.
Yeah, it's a threat.
That is a declaration of war by any standard.
Well, yeah, and you have those people that it's like, okay, if so if I take your Pop-Tarts, you're going to punch me? Yeah? All right, well, guess what? I'm taking a Pop-Tart. Yeah, bring it. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying, it's the, there's no type of diplomacy, the U.S. backed the Mujahideen in Afghanistan when Russia invaded. That gave rise to Al-Qaeda, Bin Laden, all that shit. And now when it turns around and then the Russians are now funding Afghanistan and they come in and blow up people. Oh, well, now they're bad people. But while we're funding them, they're the good guys. This is why, like, you either have a standard or you're just a hypocrite. And it seems like everyone here is becoming a bigger and bigger hypocrite. You are encouraging people. I've seen news stories of people saying, "Oh, well, look at these brave men are going back to Ukraine so that they can fight. They were renovating my house and then they said, sorry, I gotta go." But when the US, when Canada, when Britain invaded Afghanistan, for what reason? I don't fucking know. Of course. At least Trump was honest about it. He said, hey, yeah, we're there for the oil. At least he was honest about it.
Yeah.
But still.
No one else is going to tell you that.
Yeah. But when people are fighting the invaders, which when you go to another place and try to occupy it, they lived under occupation for 20 years.
No, that was
do you
insane.
think that but do you think that really helps to spread democracy? It was great to see, women were finally trying to get an education. There was some progress were being made, but there's also a lot of people that grew up with, my dad was shot and killed. My mom got blown up. I lost my brother. I live with war. They fall asleep to bombs and gunshots. Do you think someone might say, I want these people out? Like, it was, but when people came and helped them, oh, well, they're terrorists. They all need to be killed. But when it's when it's on the other side, now suddenly they're freedom fighters and they're fighting for their country. Weird, Canada, because you said that those people are terrorists. You're saying that they are literally terrorists. They're trying to overthrow a government. They tried to commit a coup. Unfucking believable. That is so disgusting. That is so disingenuous. And it's a Reichstag fire. That is what that is. That is exactly what they're looking for. A way to expand their power, to give them more authority in your life. It's crazy. Crazy. I want to go back to the days of talking about fat fucks on TikTok, or the collapse of the education institutions, the cesspool that's been. I don't hate talking about, because I think politics are important, especially when they're trying to invade every single thing that you do. That's what I have a big problem with.
Especially lately, that's for damn sure. I don't know. I can't believe how far Canada has fallen in such a short time, and it makes me very sad. It really does. It's just, and to see all the hate everywhere, that it literally breaks my heart.
What do you mean by hate?
Just the whole thing that we've talked about. Well, I guess not everybody's heard it, but the whole thing we talked about before about the turning on your neighbors, turning on your friends, rat them out. If they're not going with this, or if they're not going to, put their mask on, or they're going to have somebody over, rat them out, call this number. And then you don't want to wear a mask, or you don't want to get vaccinated, or, oh, you are vaccinated, but you don't believe in the mandate. So we're going to call you anti-vax. And, you have a prime minister up there calling people white supremacists and, like just all this bullshit that's just constantly spreading so much hate for one another, where you literally can't even have a conversation with anybody anymore because everybody hates one another. You say one little thing on Facebook and then you'll literally get your throat jumped down. They jump down your throat just because you say one tiny little comment like, well, I think that there's bad on both sides. Oh, then, people just going to all of a sudden start freaking attacking you. And it's like, holy shit. Like, you're not even allowed to have an opinion anymore. The only time that you actually are allowed to have an opinion is if it's a left opinion. As long as you're on the left side and you have an opinion, then it's right. If you have any other opinion that's opposing to that, or have any other thoughts, well, you're a white supremacist. You're bad. Like, it's so sad.
Well, and this kind of becomes the big problem. Like when where we can't even define words. Like, that guy is saying, when that guy was saying her, and she goes, it's him, it's sir, or whatever the fuck stupid, whatever she was throwing out. And he's laughing because it's ridiculous. And we've brought this term up before. It's othering. It's othering people. So it becomes, it's so easy. Well, you're not an other, are you? Why do you have thoughts like that? You like rights. Oh, that's a interesting opinion you have there, Kim. An awful shame if that got out to the world. That you think that that's okay?
Bring it. See if I give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's well, and you have like the okay, let's talk about Pillsbury Girl there. So you have people like that well, they're only going to hang around with other people who are also special in their very ever so unique sort of ways that aren't unique anymore because everybody is. But, if you're one of those, like if you yourself, okay, well, you identify as something completely different and you yourself are bisexual or gay or whatever. Okay, we can be friends. But you're straight and you're white and you're a male and you work. No, we can't be friends. Like, you have to literally conform yourself just to fit in, just to have a friend, which is absolutely asinine and ridiculous.
Well, and you're seeing this all pushed a lot. So I talked about, I remember bringing this up shortly once, was the Sandman series. So we'll talk about this and then we'll get the fuck out of here. So the Sandman series, great production. This is a book from on Amazon. Great production. There's the sound effects and the voice actors and everything are great. Absolutely, the production, top-notch production. But it's almost like the people that instead of actually, because like character is very different than identity. And it's like writers are now using their sexual identity in place of creating an actual character. Like, as I was listening to that book, I was less and less interested in the main character in Sandman. I can't remember what they had a bunch of different names for him, but I became less and less interested in the story because what was the struggle? Oh, spoiler alert. I don't think I'm really ruining anything because, like, honestly, the more and more I read it, the less and less I wanted to see where the story went. But his MacGuffins were taken away, so he had to go find his MacGuffins, and now he's got his MacGuffins, and now he's fighting with other other gods, like he's the god of dreaming and nightmares. And then, there's the devil, and then there's the god of fates and all this type of stuff. But all those supporting characters, they were gay, lesbian, bi, like that's not a characteristic.
It's not. And
like
a lot of books
you don't get invested in that character, or you don't get invested in the struggle.
Well, no.
So, sorry, what?
And a lot of other books that you read, or even like movies and stuff like that, or TV shows that you would watch, it would be more, okay, you see the person for who they are. Like, okay, I am Kim. All right, this is my day-to-day. This is what I'm doing. But then you get to learn the struggles. Like, you get to see me, struggling with that. Okay, well, clearly you can tell that I like my best friend here, who's a girl. So clearly, okay, she's dealing with some internal struggles, and she likes her friend, and it's a girl, and she's confused. You get to learn the character, who they are, and their struggles. Where now it's like you don't even see any of that. It's just like, oh, hi, I'm Kim. I'm bisexual. Nice to meet you. It's like,
well, no, it's not that. It's not that, because you're literally just arguing the same point as, oh, well, she has some internal struggle that her friend's a girl that she liked. No, like, I would say Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton, fantastic movie. Because you see this piece of shit human being. He is a bad person. He is not a good person. He is a bad person. He's literally everyone would look at him as though he's a piece of shit. But you start to see, the redeeming qualities. You can see the human in him. Whether they break into places and they steal money, or, he hates Christmas. He just, it's a quick buck because they go from town to town. If you haven't seen Bad Santa, you have to. That should be a Christmas movie, because it shows the redeeming qualities. He takes a liking to what the hell was that kid's name? I can't remember.
Wasn't he the kid from 2.5 Men, or am I mistaking him for
something? No, that's someone else.
Oh, okay. Regardless, whatever.
But so, what the hell was his name? It's gonna bug the shit out of me.
But the thing is, you don't see in movies or hear in books that as soon as they're talking about the character, they don't right away, they're straight. They're straight. They're straight. Like, that's not a thing. So I don't understand why it has to be a thing if you're not straight.
Well, and like I said, the portrayal of that person has now become, it's not that redeeming quality, the hero's journey, or the anti-hero, or the anti-villain. This is all stuff you learn in it's like basic, character writing. The hero, the villain, the anti-hero, the anti-villain. So you could see those redeeming qualities, or like Mr. Freeze.
Deadpool.
Yeah, it was those redeeming qualities, or well, I guess for like Mr. Freeze, he was an anti-hero. He didn't want, or an anti-villain. He didn't want to be a villain, but because his wife was dying of cancer and he was trying to find a way to save her, well, he didn't want to be the bad guy, but he had to in order to save people. So,
Deadpool's the opposite. He is an anti-hero.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be a hero, didn't want to work with the X-Men, but he ended up working with them and doing a good thing,
Yeah. The hell was Lerman? What was it? Merman? Something like, what the fuck was his name? Merman? Bug me now. Vernon, I don't know, whatever. No, it's gonna bug me. God damn it!
It is Thurman Merman.
That's it. Yes, Thurman. Yeah. See, I knew it was some kind of stupid ass rhyming name. But so you can see those qualities, and so in the Sandman book, their defining characteristic, what made them unique, was who they had sexual interest with. I'll tell you right now, that's not good writing. That doesn't get you interested in the character. You don't see the flaws. Like, you see Sandman, he's just he seems impervious. He knows everything. He has no flaws. What are his weaknesses? What are his exploits? And this is after 2 books. 2 books, I finally said I'm fucking done. But
I'm surprised you went to a second book, to be honest. After the first
well, I read
one.
the first one. I was kind of okay. I would, I can get past some of the, the LG, the message, as Critical Drinker always says. I was okay to kind of overlook it for a little bit, but then it became more and more. Like even the characters that were not even supporting, but like each chapter was like, here's this situation, and it's what was the corporate white guy? Oh, well, he was fucking his secretary on the side, and no one knows about it. Oh, of course it is. It wasn't the story of the corporate guy that his wife hasn't has no interest in him. She sees him as just a paycheck, and she actually shows no interest in him. And the only reason why he's why he works as much as he does is because he has cancer and he doesn't want to tell his family. That's why he's actually been withdrawn. That gets you invested in them, because you want to see how does that conclude. But it's just, oh yeah, he's a fat white guy and he likes to he fucks his secretary. Or another one was a girl that, oh, well, I grew up liking girls. Oh, I like girls. That no joke. That was the character development, not an internal struggle. No type of character development. Nothing to actually get you interested in it. It was just, well, representation, diversity. And a lot of these movies are going this way. A lot of them, they're not interesting. They don't pull you in. All right, well, whatever. We can end it there. So, yeah.
Hey,
sorry.
Well,
no, I'm not sorry. You know what? But this is what's happening in Hollywood. You want to make complaints about Ukraine, Russia invading Ukraine, but you're totally fine with slave labor and genocide. But we need to have diversity. Well, we need a black girl, we need an Asian, we need a Japanese, we need an East Indian, and we need LGBTQAAIPQ fucking elemental P. and that's our story.
Yay!
Oh, we gender swap characters because diversity.
Yeah.
We don't actually create anything fun, but we're totally okay with children's slave labor. Yeah, all in the name of making money. Go fuck yourself.
Tell me how you really feel. I'm just kidding.
No, because I could keep going.
I know you can. All right. Well,
this is what I haven't seen a new movie. The last new movie we actually seen was The Platform, and that was a fantastic movie, fucking phenomenal movie.
It was messed up. And to anybody out there who hasn't seen the movie, I know it was on Netflix. It's not an English movie, but it was dubbed in English.
Yes.
But
do the Spanish one.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Don't do the American version. Do the Spanish one. It is so much better.
Did you watch another one?
I was looking at reviews of it, and everyone that I seen said the Spanish one is so superior. It's such a better film.
Okay. But anyway, the movie, I don't think I would ever, me personally, want to watch it again, just because it is kind of it's disturbing, but it's the mind that created that movie, the thought process that went behind it, and it's quite fascinating. It's disturbing, but fascinating at the same time. And it was such a well done movie. It definitely, I think the entire movie stays in my head. But like I said, I wouldn't want to watch it again. First time was enough for me. But it's worth checking out. And again, it's called The Platform. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. The trailer for it, I will say, does not do it justice. Tyler showed me the trailer for it, and then we were going to watch the movie, and I was fully intending on falling asleep while watching the movie. And I'm like, okay, well, we're watching it late. He can put it on. He'll watch it. I could not stop watching it. Like it's very captivating, and check it out, the platform. But
yeah, all right.
Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Hope you've had a great week. You can check us out: YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Anchor, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It'll all be in the description box below. Have a great weekend. Talk to your friends. Love your family. See you on Monday. Bye, guys.